These are scenes of Green Meadows, perhaps 1935, 36, somewhere in there. And my sister B was very enchanted with something known as a wire-haired fox terrier, and she had two of them. And this is the way Green Meadows looked at that time. And you can see the rope we had to climb and all. And the millstone's still out there. And that's George S. Patton Jr. And that car, if you had it now, would be worth about $30,000 or more. And there's Ruth Ellen. And everybody's going for a ride. And here comes my mother with somebody. I think it's my sister B. And that is a dog named Tank. And that's a dog named Samson. And once again, my sister B. She loved to ride. That's my mother, Beatrice, and me. Here we are coming up on the hill where we're now planting potatoes and corn. That's B, and there's Green Meadows in the background. That's a nice picture. This is at the old myopia show ring. This is pair jumping. When I got older, I was in a couple of classes with Ruth Ellen, and we did very well. There she is with her dad, and my dad. This is the family class. I think that's us. Actually, my two sisters and my parents. The big challenge was to beat the Eyre family, which we did from time to time. That's my Aunt Hilda Eyre, who died in 1977. That's Daddy. That's my sister B on the right. That's me on Patches. That was the first horse I ever owned that was worth a damn. That's my mother, having won something. She was a good rider, too. And actually, she was killed on a horse, September 30th, 1953. That's my dad, in uniform. Now we're suddenly and unexpectedly in the middle of a fox hunt. And the master was Mr. Jimmy Appleton, and this was my myopia hunt. And that's Mr. Jimmy Appleton, who was master of this hunt for years and years and years. That's about all he did, but he did it very well. And we got more jumping. That's B. Mrs. Anna Prince on side saddle. She's a great rider, and she was probably one of my mother's best friends. That was Frederick Eyre Jr. Freddie. That's me. Ooh, I didn't do so good there. No legs. I remember we used to take these, film, and then we'd get them developed, and then everybody come on, and we'd get a critique on whether we had good legs, good hands, or good bottom, or whatever. I caught hell if I didn't ride right, I'll tell you that. We were coming home to the States at this time, having spent 3 great years in Hawaii. And we had a hell of a bunch of horses. I can't tell you how many, I don't remember. But it was too many as far as I was concerned. I think these were polo ponies mostly. That's the little train that took them off to the harbor. Well, you can see that, that's the Oahu Railway. Here we are loading the horses, take them back to the States. That's my old man jumping. The camera we had in those days must have weighed 25, 30 pounds, and I can remember my mother carrying it everywhere. It was in a great big brown case. And this is George S. Patton Jr. winning a medal, and I think with him at this time is a very fine horse that we own by the name of Hookapoo. If you remember the Patton family at that time, you rode. I mean, you didn't have any question about it, you rode. And you just rode and rode. As I got older, I can remember riding with Kent 4 horses in a day. And if we didn't have time to ride 4, we'd lead one and ride one and go back to the stables and lead one more and ride one more around the place.